special woman.
She was a diva. She was a matriarch. She was a queen. Caretaker.
Susie was more like a mother to all of us, because if we needed anything and she could afford it, she was there.
I mean, she took in everybody. If you needed a place to stay, you had a place to stay. If you wanted a meal, hey, the Jackson Inn on Alexander Street. Okay.
My mom sent me here to my dad, and basically all the sisters took care of me throughout different ages, and I spent my teenage years growing up in Susie's house.
Tell me about those years.
Well, those years growing up were tough because she was stern, she was honest, she was straightforward, no nonsense.
So she was not only aunt, she was mother to a lot of us.
Yes.
And every time we get together as a family, I feel that there's always somebody that's missing.
Oh, we miss Susie. We love her to death. So we miss her after she gone.
The last time I heard my sister's voices on my telephone, when I went out one day and I came back home and flicked the phone and see she had a message on there. You could at least let me know you were going. And I hope my children don't take that voice off my telephone. I want to every now and then flick it just to hear her voice one more time. She called me about 9:30 because they're diabetic.
Did you take your medicine yet? That was 7 days a week, and that's what I miss most.
And then she would call me and see how I'm doing.
How many people got those reminder phone calls from Miss Susie? Raise your hand.
The reminder, come on, Mimi.
Well, I think it's a testament to her. You're still alive. You must be taking your medicine every day, right? All right, all right.
Well, she used to get a kick out of saying, "This is the baby." And I would say, "I'm not the baby, I'm the youngest." Sometimes she can be introducing me to somebody, she'd come and get my hand just so she could say that.
And she and my mom used to fix children's hair on Easter. And my mom told us the story of how when they would be fixing the children's hair, the children with the shortest hair would want Shirley Temples. And my mom would say, "Oh no!" And Susie would say, "You can't tell him that, you can't tell him that."
I was the girl who wanted the Shirley Temples, and my hair was snap, but she made it happen because she said, "You know what? You can get anything you want." And I would say every Easter, my Shirley might not have last no more than that particular day. My pineapple might have not last but that particular day, but she gave it to me. And I'm so grateful that I had her in my life.
The legacy was to ensure that we all stay together. Like they always say, a family that prays together, stay together.
Oh, Mama, Mother Emmanuel, you taught your children well.
I think we got the largest family in the church.
How hard has this been for the family to get through the grieving process?
Just like I said, it's hard for us to grieve because we have so much people coming to the church and around all the time. But we're getting there. It's going to be a while, but we're going to get there.
What is it like going to church now?
Well, it helps us. It's helped to make us stronger and accept us a little better. But just like I said, the grieving is still, every day and every Sunday. The church is packed most of the time upstairs and down. So we have to deal with that.
A lot of churches would love to have that problem.
I know. But it gets hard. Especially when sometimes you go and have to try to find a place to sit.
The Sunday before, when we had service, we had such a bright service. A lot of times when we are singing, Reverend Pinckney piggyback off of our song. That particular Sunday, he was over the top in preaching. Sharonda was extremely happy in Beverly. Reverend Simmons was at his peak, and then it was Mara. Everybody was excellent that day, so everybody was extremely happy.
You taught your children well.
We talked about it. My grandchildren go to church with me every Sunday, so they were very upset about it. My grandson said, he told me when it first happened that he guessed it'd be a long time before we go back to church, but we went to church that same Sunday of the week it happened.
Now why? You could have taken that Sunday off. Why did you go back so quickly?
Because I felt I needed to be there. I love church. I like to be there. She would have wanted us to be there.
And that hasn't changed your worship experience, knowing that just below where you're sitting, all of this evilness happened.
We can't always keep, because I mean, there's a lot going on. But we try to do the best we can and try to teach our children, our children's children, you know, to do the best they can.
Well, I hope that the younger generation learn to get along with each other. I hope that our kids stay educated, learn about the history of not only the family, but history of the city of Charleston.
We start out together and we end together. We'll always be family. You can't separate us. Unity, love. They came from the borough. We're in the borough right now. It used to be called Anson Borough, but we're on Gatson Borough Park. And this is where they came from. But this is the root. This is the root right here, the borough. We're in the borough.
Well, this is where it all began. This park we're on used to be the projects. This area that we're sitting on is going to be across the street from the African American Museum, which is another part of our history, where the ships came in. So the kids got to learn that.
Being that it was a hate crime and all of what went down with it, I didn't have a problem with the Confederate flag coming down because he hated blacks. He was a supremacist, and you know that flag represented a lot of that negativity. So with the flag coming down, he didn't bring down the world like he thought he would have. But what he did, he brought unity throughout the entire world. He thought he was going to strike it as I took those 9 black people's lives, and right now everybody going to flow my way. But everybody flew and was love. Peace, joy, sharing. You know, you got so many of us now. We're being embraced because we are one of the 9 victims' family. We lost 3 family members, Tawanza Sanders, Ethel Lance, and our matriarch, Susie J. Jackson. You know, they come to us and like, oh, I am so sorry. And you got so much embracing now with love and peace, understanding. And it's like, whatever God has, it will happen. Even though it may be an individual way in thinking and people thinking, hey, we're not going to win. God got this. God got this.